introduction of your first book, Trade Like a Stock Market Wizard, you talked about appropriate preparedness. So which type of preparedness you are talking about? You also mentioned that you have attended more than 50 seminars like Tony Robbins did. And what kind of transformation does this bring to a person which makes him a better trader?
Yeah, so Ashwin, it's good to be here with you. I haven't seen you since the Master Trader program. Yeah, I know, mentioned that you're one of my favorite students, if you will, and that's true, for several reasons. One, you're really smart and you're a great trader, but you're also a very sweet person. So really great to be here with you. As far as preparedness, I went to every seminar I could. I spent my last dollars on, going to Tony Robbins seminars, I went to O'Neill seminars. I went to every seminar you could think of. I bought every book. I just kept spending money, and I felt like it was an investment, in myself. Even I know nowadays a lot of people say, I can't spend that money. It's a certain percentage of my account, and then I'd have to cover that, with my trading. But you're kind of thinking about it the wrong way, because you go to Harvard, you go to a college, and you spend all this money to be a doctor. You're not getting paid. You have to make that investment in yourself. And I realize, people look at it as that money's their tool, but that tool's not going to do any good if you don't have the right information. If you're not trained properly, then it's like giving a brain surgeon a bunch of tools, and you're not going to make it through that operation, if he doesn't know what he's doing. So the training is most important, and investing in that. The money's the least important issue. I mean, if you have the, and I know, Ashwin, you had some really big years where you turned an amount of money, into a much larger amount of money. So if you have the skill, you can always, work, get some money, and then grow it. But without the skill, it doesn't matter how much money you have. You'll make nothing, or you'll lose money. So what you said about preparedness, I'm not sure what your question was specifically about preparedness. What was your question? I'm sorry.
So what kind of transformation does being a person which makes you a better trader with that preparedness?
Yeah. Well, I'm over the years, I've worked out my sort of what I call my playbook, to where I really have a response for every eventuality. It's what I call contingency planning. And it's no different than, right now, I'm sure, the US is completely prepared that if, Russia launches a nuclear weapon, they already know what the response to that is going to be. They're prepared for every situation. And for the situations that you're not prepared for, once that happens, you figure it out and you say, this is what I should have done, and you add that to your playbook. Over years and years and years, eventually you're going to have a playbook that's, got pretty much everything covered. So, and that's what really gives you a lot of the confidence too, because now when your worst case scenario, what you're going to do if this stock goes down, what happens if your internet goes out. Now you have the confidence to make very bold moves, because they're not very bold anymore. They're only bold when you don't know. As Warren Buffett said, the risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. It also comes from not knowing what to do in certain situations, and they arise out of nowhere, and there's some surprise. There's very few things that can surprise me in the market. So that's where, what everybody should move towards that.